Hello, welcome back. I am Sage and you are watching 𝐊𝐴𝐴 TV live from Sydney, and this is the Stocks in Action show. So let's have a look at the ASX 200 and the ASX listed stocks that are trending today. Well, the S&P ASX 200 is lower today, dropping 50.50 points or 0.71% to 7,031.80 after setting a new 52-week high. And the bottom performing stocks in this index are Beach Energy Limited down 22.62% and ResMed Inc down also 4.98%. The index has lost 0.41% for the last 5 days, but sits 0.92% below its 52-week high. Sectors are mixed. 10 of 11 sectors are lower today, along with the S&P ASX 200 index. Utilities is the best performing sector, gaining 0.38% and 0.59% for the past 5 days. And well, on that note, let's have a look at some major news from the ASX listed companies. Let's have a look at the first big news. Symbol signs a 3-year contract with solar energy provider Juice Capital, and smart energy SaaS firm Symbol Solutions Limited announced that it has signed a 3-year SaaS and energy Internet of Things agreement with the Juice Capital Pty Limited. Juice finances, builds, owns and operates commercial solar PV systems across Australia. It is the country's largest renewable energy funds and recently merged with Horan and Bird. Under the agreement, Juice will deploy the Symbol Sense platform and related apps across their commercial and industrial, small to medium enterprise and residential customers. Meanwhile, Symbol Solutions Limited shares traded at 0.033 Australian dollars per share, current at 11:25 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. And moving on to the next big news. Regeneos partners with Defence Department to develop the Syngenis for combat casualty care. Clinical stage regenerative medicine company Regeneos Limited has partnered with the Australian Department of Defence to develop Syngenis stem cell bioactive secretome technology for treating combat casualties. Regeneos will receive funding from the Department of Defence, or DoD. The research will be conducted in partnership with Professor Mark Hutchinson's group at Adelaide. Meanwhile, Regeneos Limited shares traded at Australian 0.130 per share, and that was current at 11:25 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. And meanwhile, this ASX listed stock is in the news today. Beam Communications takes in Australia Post as a major retailer for selling Zoleo. Beam Communications Holdings Limited announced it has signed a retail partnership agreement and received an initial order for Zoleo from Australia Post Group. The Australia Post Group will be selling the device across its outlets and via their website starting in May. Australia Post is one of the country's biggest retailers with 4,300 outlets and has a great presence in rural and remote regions too. More than half of these outlets are located in such regions, in fact, where having a seamless global messaging device like Zoleo would be relevant. And meanwhile, Beam Communications Holdings Limited shares traded at Australian 0.270 dollars per share, up 5.882% on the back of this news, current at 11:25 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. And moving on to the next big news. Jefferies expects Woolworths to trump Coles despite weak sales. The Woolworths Group Limited on Thursday reported broadly flat sales so far in April, weaker than Coles Group Limited. According to financial research firm Jefferies, Australia's biggest supermarket chain, Woolworths is still on track to outperform the rivals Coles Group despite a disappointing third quarter and April sales update on Thursday. Jefferies stated that while the food retail market has slowed sooner than expected and Coles may have somewhat closed the gap to Woolworths, it can be believed that superior online and data capabilities will facilitate outperformance. Jefferies has slashed the price target on Woolworths to Australian $45.50, down from $46.50 Australian, maintaining a buy rating as per the Refinitiv data. And up to Thursday's close, Woolworths Group Limited had risen 1.3% this year, while COL had lost 9.7%. And meanwhile, this ASX-listed stock is in the news today. Sezzle gains substantially on proposed US IPO. The Australian-listed shares of the Buy Now Pay Later or BNPL firm Sezzle Inc. gained as much as 7.6% in early deals set for the best day since 13th April 2021. Sezzle has revealed that it intends to pursue a US initial public offering or IPO aiming to cash in on a rapid expansion in the BNPL sector during the COVID-19 pandemic. Up to Thursday's close, the stock had risen nearly 44% this year. And meanwhile, Sezzle Inc. shares traded at Australian $9.56 per share, up 7.657%, current at 11:25 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. All right then, well that's all for now. Stay tuned with Kalkine TV for more live market updates, and we'll be back with more news on the markets, economy and diverse sectors and themes. This is Sage signing off.